So 2026 cheapest new launch condo is here, and it's going to be the first ever private condominium in the whole Tengah estate. It's also going to be the first mixed-use development, and it's also going to be the first to hit the resale market in the whole Tengah estate.
My name is Rayne,
And my name is Elizabeth.
and we are from the Singapore New Launch Insider.
Yes, today we'll be sharing about Tengah Garden Residences. Who is the developer for Tengah Garden Residences?
Definitely all of you will know who they are. They are Hong Leong, Guaco Land, and CSC Land. And of course, we will talk about Hong Leong. Their last project is Penrith at Queenstown that was very, very highly sold. And of course, Guaco Land, they recently just sold River Modern, which was more than 90% on day one.
So very strong track record, very reliable developers with very good quality products.
Yeah, and of course on their portfolio, they have many reputable developments that's under their belt. And joining them this time is CSC Land, which is a subsidiary of China Construction, which will add a good value in terms of quality construction to this particular development.
Yes. So diving into Tengah. So Tengah, we know, is a really brand new township, right? With lots of, currently if you go there, you can only see a whole sea of BTOs. A lot of new HDB flats there. Okay, so it's actually targeted to have approximately 42,000 new homes in this area.
Wow.
And right now, if you're going to see the area, there's actually 16,000 BTO flats already built, and will likely MOP around the same time that Tengah Garden Residences is TOP.
So for those of our viewers who have never been to Tengah, right, this session will definitely give you more insights to why you should be actually looking into this particular area itself. And as mentioned, this is a new township, sits in District 24. And what I really like about this plot of land is that it's actually a mixed-use development, and it has direct connectivity to the future Hong Kong MRT, which is on the Jurong Region Line. And let's share a little bit about what are the rest of the other amenities that we can actually see in the Tengah area.
So if we zoom in, right, immediately in our vicinity, we have actually waterfront facing. Residents will actually enjoy the waterfront views of the new Tengah Pond. And this Tengah Pond is actually not existing one. It's actually a man-made pond. So it'll be very beautiful. At the same time, right, in the immediate surrounding, we are directly opposite the future Kranji Primary School, which is moving over. They are currently under construction, so it should be ready at the same time. Opposite towards the north, we also have the future Tengah Community and General Hospital. So lots of new jobs are coming there as well. So in terms of, like, let's say you're looking at investment, right? These are potentially your tenants as well.
And of course, adding on to the educational options that you have. And big news, a couple of years back, ACS Primary School has made an official announcement that they'll be relocating to Tengah area in 2030. And that's potentially within 2 kilometers to where Tengah Garden Residence is located. And within the 1 to 2 click, we will also see Pioneer Primary as well as Princess Elizabeth Primary School, potentially. Recently, there's also news of the UWC Dover having the relocation plans also to Tengah area. And actually not far away from this area, we also see Dulwich College. Of course, in terms of the international educational options, and this is going to be greatly enhanced.
And the location-wise, where on earth is Tengah? It's actually in the western part of Singapore. It's right next to the Jurong Innovation District, and it's also very near proximity to the future Jurong Lake District. So the Jurong Innovation District already houses some very well-known companies like our Hyundai, A-Star and Shimano also are all over there. So this Innovation District is targeted to have about 95,000 new jobs. And Jurong Lake District, we already have many news on this. The Jurong Lake area, the gardens are already newly refurbished, so it's already open for public to go and walk around. In the future, there's the commercial site that will house 100,000 new jobs from 2040 to 2050. Okay, and it's going to be the second largest CBD in Singapore. We already have some R&D and knowledge-based activities in this area. In the future, there's also going to be some banking as well as financial services also coming over to this site.
As mentioned, Tengah Garden will be sitting on the Jurong Region Line, right next to the Hong Kong MRT station. And what I really like is the direct connection. Right? And of course, if you look at the Jurong Region Line, it actually will bring you to quite a number of business nodes in the area itself. So the Jurong region line has 3 stages, and you can see over here, right, the stage 1 will be in 2027, which is next year, right? Stage 2, 2028, and then of course a year after, which is the final stage 3 at 2029. And this will definitely cut down travelling times for residents around this area itself, of Bukit Batok, Jurong, Choa Chu Kang, Hong Kong, and stuff like that.
Yep.
And of course, with many jobs coming to this area, this line will be very heavily used.
So we also did mention about the Tengah town. So very exciting. It's the first forest town. Everything is brand new. It's also going to be a car light area.
Yeah, I think government is actually really putting their money on car light towns now. And of course, launching on the same day as well, if you have not caught another of our studio review called Vela Bay, is also another car light town, which actually previewing on the same day as Tengah Garden Residence.
The land plot where Tengah Garden Residences sits at is actually one of the most scenic one because you're right next to the Tengah Pond. You're the only one with really nice views.
What I really like is the certainty that when Tengah Garden Residences TOP, the Jurong region line will be fully in operation.
We can see lots of demand also from these HDB upgraders, but at the same time, is there a lot of supply in this area? There's only, I think, only 3 other ECs currently, as Copen Grand, Novo Place, and Auto Place in Tengah. Yeah, and then this is going to be the first private condo, and it will actually be hitting the resale market before all these other ECs because they also need to wait for the minimum occupation period. So it definitely will be the first to absorb the upgraded demand.
And as Elizabeth shared earlier on, this will be the plot that will enjoy very scenic views. It's right next to the future park connector, as well as the only plot that will enjoy scenic views of the Tengah man-made pond.
Correct. And then there will also be an active waterfront park along this stretch that allows a lot of recreational activities like jogging, cycling, gatherings, and yeah, I think it's very good and livable for families also. So let's dive into the project facts.
Yeah, so Tengah Garden Residences is a 99 leasehold development. It has a very large land area of close to 274,000 square feet.
Wow.
And a commercial space of 3,000 square meters. And of course, we mentioned earlier on that the developer is Hong Leong, Guaco Land, and CSC Land. And this particular plot can yield 863 units, and we're expecting 1 to 4 bedroom unit types. And it's expected to TOP approximately in 2030.
Wow, 863 units is actually quite a big development. No?
So maybe, Elizabeth, can we share a little bit more about the unit mix with our viewers?
Yeah, sure. So 1 bedroom all the way to 4 bedrooms, so caters to any size of families and also for investors, right? But of course, the 1 bedrooms are very rare. There's only 6 units. 6 units. So I believe the price will be maybe around the 1 million mark or even sub 1 million. I think it's possible.
Yeah, so depending on whether the developers want to actually price it.
Right, and then of course we have the 2 bedrooms, the sizes from 610 to 750 square feet. Most likely it's a 2-bed, 1 bath all the way to the 2+ study kind of sizing. We have 337 units of that. We also have 3-bedroom units from 795 for the compact, and then also the larger ones with the 1030 square feet. 347 units of that, and we also have 4-bedroom units from 1130 square feet to 1260 square feet and 170 units.
So if you look at the breakdown of the units mix, right, what I see from here is very similar to what Penrith unit mix is. For Penrith, we only have 2 to 4 bedders, right, and actually the sizes are quite similar.
Yeah.
And I think that from the success for the Penrith launch from Hong Leong, they have decided to keep the sizes pretty much quite compact,
Yes.
so that the affordability is there for everyone.
Yeah, we can easily see the 3-bedroom 795. This is it's quite compact.
Of course, if you look at the development, which is actually a harmonized development, the sizes may look a little bit small, but don't worry because actually this does not include all the AC ledges and all the wasted spaces that we used to have in our old developments.
Yeah, and majority you see is actually 3 and 4 bedrooms, which is good for own stay buyers.
Definitely, because in Tengah area, definitely this area will see a lot of own stay buyers.
So right at this current moment of filming, there's not a lot of information released officially by developer. They're keeping it, and we don't have the floor plans yet. But right now we have the site plan that we can show you how does the development actually look like, and what kind of facilities are there.
This is definitely a full facilities development because it comes with a tennis court. You can see a direct link bridge over here that will connect the residents to the MRT station as well as the shops right below. And also if you look at the orientation of the whole entire development is pretty much just slightly off north-south,
Yes.
right? This is also to maximize the number of units that will actually enjoy a full view or partial view of the Tengah Pond.
Yeah, not only is it with the tennis court, I like the fact that it also has a paddle ball court, which is interesting because we've never seen this before in any other condominiums yet.
And also the tennis court actually doubles up as a pickleball court as well. So all the very in-trend sports like paddleball, pickleball, the developers are now incorporating them into all the facilities that you see in the new launches.
Yeah. So for the car park, it's actually in the basement, and there is actually two separate entrances. One is for the commercial side and one is for the residential side. So the car park, because we are in the car light town, we have 518 residential car park lots. For commercial, we have about 32 car park lots.
And I think that should be really quite okay because actually the connectivity in this area, no matter whether you are taking an MRT which is directly linked or if you are actually driving, you are actually quite near to the PIE as well as the KJE.
So there are 3 clubhouses. So you just circle this green area here. We have function rooms there as well. Under the paddleball court, there's also a couple of function rooms. And there's also a kids kind of clubhouse play area towards this side, yes. So there's actually a playground. There's also a kids splash pool as well. And we have a 50-meter lap pool, but it's kind of free form. There's an L-shaped pool over here.
I think most of the developers are now opting towards a free-from resort style kind of concept to help give really the more relaxing feel when you come home to your house, to your home. So basically for view-wise, we will actually have the internal landscape facing as well as the partial or the full view of the water facing as well as towards the Tengah Community and General Hospital.
I feel that facing one will be the more cheaper units.
So for investors, you might want to really look into the price disparity between these facing versus the rest.
For those units that do not enjoy the waterfront views, no worries because there's also function rooms on block 11, 27 and 25. On the top floor, there are function rooms that you can book and have your family gathering there, parties there, and still overlook the nice waterfront views.
Exactly. What I really want to point out over here is that the units per floor is around 7 to 8 units. But if today you're looking to buy something on a bigger unit sizes, you will be very, very happy to know that we do have single loading blocks, which is over here, here, right? Per floor, you will only have 4 units and everyone is a corner unit, which is very rare to find in today's market.
Why we say that this plot of land is going to be the cheapest new launch in the entire Singapore in this year? Because the land cost that it bought was the cheapest. Yes, at 821 per square foot per plot ratio. It was won by Hong Leong. Of course, we had 2 other bidders, Kingsford and Sim Lim, also all the big guys. Okay, and nearby, we have also seen other new launch. It's called Lake Garden Residences as well as Sora. And we have already transacted the Lake Garden Residences and Sora at about 2,005 per square foot. So that creates a very big gap for Tengah Garden Residences to actually catch up in the future.
Exactly, and we look at the potential PSF starting. We hope to see definitely a sub 2,000. But let's say, for example, if it starts from 20XX to 22XX, this potentially is the cheapest in the market.
Okay, so most important thing, if you are looking at securing a unit at Tengah Garden Residences, you must remember these dates. So the target preview is estimated on the 11th April to the 21st April, which is actually the same time frame as the Villa Bay.
Exactly, and this is going to be a very exciting 2 weekends for potential buyers.
And for us also. Running around. Okay, and then of course, during this preview period is the only time where you can register your interest to ballot for a unit here. So definitely do reach out to us early so that you can secure our slots so that we can help you with this. And then after that, you'll be subject to balloting.
Yeah, more importantly, Elizabeth and myself help many buyers and families secure units at new launches.
And of course, the booking is a very stressful thing that happens for all the buyers. So we are here to help you to ensure that your stress levels are low and you can buy with confidence. Okay, and of course the booking day we are targeting for the public to actually launch on the 25th April. But for Hong Leong, they have a special thing called the golden ticket.
Yeah, so today if you are an existing owner or you have bought directly from Hong Leong and Guacoland before, and or maybe your parents have bought from these developers before, you could potentially stand a chance to buy before the public. So to check your eligibility, do reach out to us so that we can check whether you can get your hands on this golden ticket. Alright, so my name is Rayne.
My name is Elizabeth.
And watch out for the rollout of the full show flat tour for Tengah Garden Residences, and reach out to us for more in-depth analysis.
We hope to see you.